the last drug is cortisol. So status is important. Raising someone's status in their mind, in their community. And we're going to talk about the risk associated to that soon. Cortisol is the last one. You hear about cortisol, if you have a big cortisol release, that you get fatter, right? Right? It's true. You do. Dopamine lasts seconds. Serotonin lasts minutes. Oxytocin can last an hour. Guess how long cortisol lasts? 30 years. It's been recorded to last 30 years, right? In primates. When a chimp is separated from its mother at birth, its level of cortisol never goes down to the level of a normal chimp that's raised with its mother. All these chemicals have a reason, right? Dopamine is primarily to get us to reproduce, because we have primary reasons for existing. It's basically survive and procreate, right? So dopamine makes sex pleasurable. It makes food pleasurable. It makes us want to survive and reproduce, right? Serotonin makes us want to better the species as we go along, right? That's what we do. You see people tend to mate within their bands, they call it, right? We all want to mate with someone better than us. Every single one of us does, right? And then lastly, oxytocin is for nurturing, so that we nurture, right? So is cortisol, because cortisol's power is so heavy, right? It keeps a lot of mammals from just separating from their young. Because snakes just slither along, drop some eggs, and keep on trucking. They never hang out and take care of all the little baby snakes. That doesn't work that way, right? Larvae is the same way. But when you get into more complex creatures like mammals, they tend to nurture their young. Because if they don't, they get hit with this giant separation pain, both the child and the parent, right? It's the reason the loss of a child to death is such a tragic, tragic, tragic thing, right? Learning how to manipulate cortisol is the hardest part of all copywriting, right? But it's also probably the most powerful part of all copywriting. If you don't watch Mad Men, watch Mad Men. There are some amazing lessons in there, right? The twinge of an old wound is such a great phrase in describing its effectiveness, but you have to be really careful with it. Really careful with it. Because you get this guy, right? So you can certainly use nostalgia to remind people of the good times in their life, but you can also remind them of bad experiences, and they'll run from you with everything they've got, right? So be careful of being too cheesy, too salesy, too over the top, because you just won't be able to make it. We just talked about nostalgia and how you can spur nostalgia in people to stimulate those brain chemicals, those good feelings, right? When a woman goes on a first date, it's really an interview. And she's just going to give you